from Istanbul, Turkey on Pakistan-Afghanistan situation. CNN News 18 mega exclusive input on Pakistan-Afghan talks in Istanbul. According to top sources, the second high-level round of security and political talks between Pakistan and Afghanistan concluded in Istanbul after a grueling 9-hour session. While no formal agreement was signed, both delegations committed to an immediate de-escalation of border tension. Inside details from the talks learned by CNN News 18 reveal the core sticking points. Islamabad intensified pressure for a verifiable monitoring mechanism to prevent cross-border movements by the outlawed Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan from Afghan soil. Top Indian intelligence sources view the Istanbul dialogue as a calculated maneuver within a larger geopolitical context. They interpret Ankara's mediation as part of a broader Islamic bloc diplomacy that strengthens Pakistan's geopolitical standing. So we have CNN News 18 Siddhant live with us right now. Siddhant, regarding Istanbul talks, both sides have agreed to de-escalate but signed no formal accord. Does this 9-hour session in Istanbul genuinely signal a pathway to, sustain peace, or is it just a tactical pause, giving Pakistan some breathing space to regroup the TTP issue?
Well, no clear deal between Pakistan and Pakistan. It's definitely a tactical, optics, which is underway in Istanbul. In fact, the inside talks detail, if we go by what Manoj Gupta is reporting, then Islamabad pressed for a verifiable monitoring mechanism against TTP. Kabul resisted joint patrols but agreed to explore mutually acceptable modalities for intelligence sharing. Pakistan pushed for its phased repatriation drive and limited border openings. Kabul warned of economic and humanitarian fallout if forced refugee repatriation is done, with thousands of trucks stranded and trade losses increasing. Pakistan wants reopening to its security is guaranteed. Now, top Taliban sources are telling this to Manoj Gupta that we have no Pakistani militants are officially sheltered in Afghanistan, and Islamabad's charges are politically motivated. Taliban sources say that the talks were held between equals, rejecting any Pakistani diktat. Public warnings issued that any Pakistani cross-border action would be treated as aggression against the emirate. Now, top intel sources are telling Manoj Gupta that Ankara's mediation is a part of a broader Islamic bloc diplomacy strengthening Pakistan's geopolitical push. The Istanbul could represent a temporary tactical calm, but not a strategic reconciliation. This is nothing but Pakistan wants breathing space. Turkey emerges as a silent gainer, and Turkey gained by holding second round in Turkey. But it's different. The Taliban government downgraded its delegation. So definitely, this has been the old practice of Pakistan. First, they start a war or a conflict. They are the aggressors, and then when they see that they could not sustain the war, they cannot sustain the conflict, they start talking about peace, dialogue, etc., and then they reach out to the Gulf countries, to Turkey, Saudi Arabia, United States for help, and perhaps in this case also because we saw what happened the other day when Pakistani tanks were taken away by Afghan forces. Their checkposts were captured. More than 28 Pakistani soldiers were killed in Afghan attacks. So, they want to now settle things with Afghanistan, and for that they're reaching out to Qatar, they're reaching out to Istanbul. So it's more a tactical calm than a deal. And also Turkey wants to establish its dominance in the region, perhaps, sending this message out that they can also be instrumental, they can also be effective when it comes to a peace dialogue between Afghanistan and Pakistan in the region, AFPAC region. So definitely it's a win-win for them as well. But what Manoj is reporting is absolutely right. There is no formal deal which has been signed. The discussions indeed took place, and this emerges as this will give some breathing space to Pakistan.
You mentioned about Taliban sending a downgraded delegation, and Kabul has also rejected joint border patrols but agreed to explore intelligence sharing. What kind of verifiable mechanism you think could actually satisfy Islamabad's demand for proof that the TTP isn't operating from Afghan soil?
Look, some things cannot change the history. Now, if you go back and trace the root of the formation of TTP or its activities, etc., you will find that that this was, this was Pakistan's own creation, where it was created out of Pakistan's own actions. And Afghanistan, going by their official line, have been saying it that it's politically motivated. How can somebody cross the borders and get into the Pakistan, go 400 kilometers deep, and do a terrorist strike? Afghanistan has to say that it's practically impossible, and Pakistan has to introspect. They need to see that this problem is from their soil, not the Pakistan soil. So this has been the standard position of Afghanistan as far as the issue of TTP is concerned. So definitely they will not be agreeing for the joint patrols. And what Manoj is reporting is perhaps these details are emerging today. But in the past also, before this, when China mediated and there were talks maybe 5 months, 6 months back between the two countries. At that point in time also, Afghanistan's position was this only, that it is not Afghanistan's problem, it's Pakistan's internal problem. They need to introspect, they need to, figure it out. It's their domestic problem. So that is how Afghanistan addresses the issue of Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. So as Manoj said, that it's a tactical calm. It has very little to do with any kind of a deal or an understanding being made between Afghanistan and Pakistan. And also, Turkey wants to establish its full dominance in the AFPAC region, and perhaps for this only this particular meeting is being posted. And as you rightly said, that it's a downgraded delegation which has been sent by the Afghan government.
Right. Thank you for sharing that input with us, Siddhant. But please stay with us. We have CNN News 18's mega exclusive coming in.